Outside, it is a cold, windy February afternoon, but inside the friendly confines of the UNI-Dome here in Cedar Falls, beautiful 70-degree weather as the Iowa State Cyclones get set to do battle with the South Dakota State Jackrabbits here on day 2 of the 2022 Doc Halverson UNI-Dome Classic. Welcome in, everybody. I am David Warrington. Alongside me is Adara Opiola, and we're looking forward to a good one here this afternoon between South Dakota State and Iowa State. As now we'll go ahead and take a look at the batting order for the Cyclones. As you see, Spellhog will lead us off for Iowa State, Ramos and Allen, then Ochoa, Marin, Pond, Ronchez Simpson, and Skylar Ramos will bat in the 9th spot for the Cyclones. Head coach for Iowa State, Jamie Pinkerton, in his 5th year, 17th year as a softball coach. And let's get a quick look at the alignment in the field for South Dakota State. Dougherty, Carrillo, and Osmondson across the outfield. Tollefson, Carrillo, Culver, and Halverson in the infield. Brooke Dumont will catch, and Tori Kanishi, the ace in the South Dakota State lineup, will be in the circle to get us started.
It's been really impressive seeing the way that these teams have come out. They don't really look like they're getting the cobwebs off or anything like that. They look like they're ready to play, and it's been really impressive. I was always nervous the first weekend. The Dome tournament's a big deal. We're playing at home for the first time. And then
Kanishi with the 0-1 pitch. That swung on, high pop-up. Settles underneath of it and makes the grab. Does Rosalind Carrillo, playing shortstop for the Jackrabbits, one away with a runner on first base.
Potentially striking out. It's not even on their mind, it seems like.
And there's the result as she watches ball 4 low, and she'll take a trip over to first base. 2 on to start this game. Very disciplined approach so far from the Cyclones. This is a team that had their best season in program history a year ago, and they're undefeated so far through 2 games in this young season. As there's another walk, Ochoa will head down to first base, and that loads the bases. Anything here for Marin would drive in a run. She sends one into center field. It will be caught, but Spellhog will tag up and beats the throw easily. Also have a runner, Ochoa, heading over to second base in the throw. So that gives the Cyclones a lead, 1-0.
Gonna help them in the long run. And a great take there.
Great spot for Kanishi, but it just off the plate, called for ball 4, and that loads the bases again. Especially for South Dakota State. You're not going to meet many teams with the caliber of Iowa State, so a non-conference win here early in the season could be huge for them come postseason time. That one's driven deep into left field, back at the wall. It's a grand slam for Alicia Ranchez, and just like that, she's broken this one open in the top of the first. 5-0 Cyclones as she trots around the bases. And just when Kanishi looked like she might be able to get out of it, the Jackrabbits find themselves down 5. That one's gonna be taken low, ball 4. That is the 5th walk Kanishi has allowed in this game already through just 2/3 of an inning of play. The 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on, swing and a miss, and that finally ends the inning. But not before the Cyclones put up 5 runs, just 1 hit, but it was a big one. Alicia Ranchez sends a grand slam into left field. Cyclones lead at 5-0. Jackrabbits with a chance to respond. Coming up next, Dougherty leading off for South Dakota State. Osmondson, Carrillo, and Culver. Halverson, Lennox, Dumont, Carrillo, and Tollefson rounding things out. Lineup chosen by head coach Crystal Wood in their 8th year at South Dakota State.
She is a very tough out, so I completely understand why she's their leadoff hitter, and she does a great job in there. Just like that. Gets
a piece of that one and chops it into center field. That's what you want out of your leadoff hitter, especially facing a deficit early on, as she now stands aboard at first base.
And it's hard to describe, really.
Gets a piece of that one, sends it into center field. It's going to be caught for the first out of the side. Ramos makes the grab in center for the Cyclones, 1 away. Rosalind Carrillo stepping in for the Jackrabbits, as here's a look at the alignment for Iowa State. Spellhog, Ramos, and Ochoa in the outfield. Pond, Ranchez, Simpson, and Allen in the infield. Michaela Ramos is catching, and Carly Charles, starting pitcher for the Cyclones, in the circle. Watches that one, called strike 3 as she strikes out looking for the second out of the side.
It might end up right at your neck or over your head. It's a really good pitch.
Runner going over to second base is out, as that will end the inning with a caught stealing. Great reaction time by Ramos, the catcher for Iowa State, as that retires the side. 1-0 pitch swung on, sent in the deep right field, and a nice catch out there.
Great catch.
To avoid the ground rule double. Emma Osmundson, playing right field for the Jackrabbits, made the grab. Gets a piece of that one, sent into left field. That'll be a base hit for Ramos. Takes a big wide turn around first base and retreats. Nice single slash into left field for Michaela Ramos. And she sends that one up the middle. Diving effort, but you can't get there. Can the shortstop Carrillo. And there's another base knock for the Cyclones. As the count has been worked full. Payoff pitch, swung on, swing and a miss. And that was a much needed strikeout there for Kanishi as she gets Ochoa down swinging. She had an RBI sac fly back in her first at bat. She's first pitch swinging there. Tollefson settles underneath of it, and she will make the routine grab right next to the third base bag to retire the side. A couple hits, but nothing across there in the top of the second for Iowa State. The 1-2 pitch once again, that one swung on, sent fair into the outfield, ranging back, but nobody's going to be able to get there. As she's going to go two, and she will just get in there ahead of the throw. Great hustle right out of the box by Culver. She stands aboard at second base as she perfectly split the infield and the outfield on that one. And that brings up Kylie Halverson, the first baseman for the Jackrabbits. First pitch swinging, that one sent into shallow right, or left field rather. And that play will be made by Carly Spellhog out there for the Cyclones. In steps the designated player, Kelsey Lennox. She's also first pitch swinging, sends a hot shot over to Simpson at second base. Fielded cleanly, thrown over to Allen at first for the second out of the side. That did advance the runner 60 feet over to third base. So now with two down, Culver stands aboard over at third here through an inning and 2/3. So she's been very efficient so far.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing about swinging early is sometimes you run yourself out of innings pretty quickly, but those were pretty good swings that they put on those balls. I don't think they have anything to probably try to change.
Catch made in deep center to retire the side. Pond, another batter that's seeing a lot of pitches here in this at-bat. As here's the payoff 3-2 pitch taken. And that's going to be a called strike three. She thought she was headed to first base for just a second, but they call strike three. And Pond is retired looking.
I'm not even sure that was a strike, too. I mean, I think she just got a hold of that one.
Gets a hold of that one as well, but on a line right at the left fielder, Dougherty. That's going to be the second out of the side. Here is the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and a 1-2-3 inning for Kanishi, much needed after a tough first inning. Couple quiet ones now for the Iowa State offense. South Dakota State with another chance to respond in the bottom half of the third. First pitch swinging as she sends that one into left center field, and it's going to be caught out there by Spellhog. One pitch, one out. As Charles sends it in there, swung on. Shallow right field. Second baseman settles underneath of it and makes the grab out there to end the bottom half of the first. Slaps at that one, high bounce, and nothing there as the third baseman Pond charged it, but by the time she got to it and it took its big bounce, there was nothing she could do.
If the ball's right in front of you, but
that pitch taken for a called strike three to retire the side. Charles with another nice inning of work. South Dakota State still scoreless. Iowa State leads 5-0.
You learn what you need to do better. Maybe you need to come out better the first inning by so-and-so, whatever. I'm not a pitcher. I don't know how they warm up, but
0 for 1 in the day with a walk. And she'll take that one inside, so it clearly must have been a 3-1 count. My mistake on that. And she will head over to first base. Really just the one inning she probably wishes she could have back. As that one is going to be taken just inside for a ball 4, as she will take her base. Spellhog was running, but obviously could just slow up and walk her way into second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. As Kanishi gets Allen to go down on strikes. 2 down here in the top half of the fourth.
Looks like she's got some ripped pants there. The turf can give you a lot of holes of your softball pants.
That one drops. Looked like maybe some miscommunication, as that'll score a run. Spellhog comes in
And again, this is a great opportunity for Iowa State. We're in run rule territory where a single scores 2, and 8/5 is our run rule.
And just as you say that, Marin lines one hard in the center field to put us at that 8-0 mark. So the Cyclones really extending the lead now, as here's the replay. Nice cut there from Marin. Kanishi with the payoff pitch. Swung on, chopped towards shortstop, backhands it, but no play to be made as Carrillo got there to keep it from going into the outfield. Just didn't have a chance to make the throw.
She's trying to throw a curveball, and that one's an off speed.
Right back to the shortstop. They'll get the easy out at second base, and that will retire the side. 3 runs come across for the Cyclones. They lead at 8-0. Jackrabbits will need to respond as Rosalind Carrillo steps in for the Jackrabbits. First pitch swinging, sends it way back, and that is a home run over the purple monster out there in right field. And we've talked about they like to swing at the first pitch. Sometimes you'll see a first pitch out, and sometimes you'll see a player like Carrillo clobber that one to put the Jackrabbits on the board. Jackrabbits have crossed the plate as that one is dribbled in front of home plate, picked up by Allen at first, and no throw to be made as Lindsey Culver hustles it out and reaches first base. Second baseman Simpson was covering, but she just didn't have time, did Allen, to make the throw. As Charles comes home. Good swing on that one. That's way back there. Absolutely no doubt about it. Way back into the bleachers. And just like that, it's 8-3. Kylie Halverson destroys that softball. And that'll be a souvenir for one of the fans in there. It was way back.
You didn't even see the Iowa State center fielder. She just turned her head. She didn't even go running after it. That one was an absolute no doubter.
Right off the crack of the bat, you could tell, and I noticed, like what you were saying, the center fielder out there for Iowa State took maybe a couple steps, turned, and watched it go by.
Change-ups are slow enough that you can reset, but
lines that one right to shortstop, and that will be the first out of the side. Quick reaction time there from the Cyclones shortstop. Alicia Ranchez made the play. That pitch swung on, line towards second base. Simpson fielded off a hop, throws over to Allen at first base. And Dumont can't beat that one out. So 2 up, 2 down for Spellhog so far after she's come in relief of Charles. Goes down and gets that one. It's going to be fielded at shortstop, but she bobbles it. Not sure she would have made the throw in time anyways, would Ranchez, but she can't handle that, as she kind of looked like it was on the transition there from glove to hand. The 1-1 delivery, chopped up the middle. Simpson fields it, bounces off her glove, and she can't make the play. So Tollefson is aboard. The bottom of this Jackrabbit lineup getting a little bit of something going here, as he got runners in the corners with 2 down. After the foul ball, we'll try the 1-2 again. It's slapped to the third baseman. Throw made. Pond gets it there. Allen with a nice job to stretch out and make the play. And that will retire the side. 3 score in the bottom half of the 4th for South Dakota State. Cyclones still up 5. 8-3 our score. The 3-1 delivery. Watches that one, and that just missed for ball 4. So Simpson will jog down 60 feet and be aboard over there at first base. So tough to come in off the bench cold. She's taken a couple good cuts. Swing and a miss for strike 3 that time, however, as Harden puts away Tyree, the pinch hitter. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, sent into right field. Ranging over to make the catch is Osmondson. She does so and throws it back in quickly for the second out of the side. 3-2 pitch once again. That one swung on into play, but it's fielded and caught on a line by Rosalind Carrillo playing shortstop. So no damage in that half inning. Nicely done by Emma Harden for South Dakota State. It's still 8-3. Is only allowed a hit so far. That one chopped over to third base. Pond makes a strong throw over to Allen at first. 1 up, 1 down for the Jackrabbits.
Nice play.
The payoff pitch from Spellhog. Swing and a miss. That one down there in the turf. The 0-1 pitch from Spellhog. Swung on, sent into deep right field at the wall, and that's going to be over the fence, but that's a ground rule double as it's into that purple carpet. But still a really nice piece of hitting there from Culver.
Yeah,
she's aboard at second base. But it would be very beneficial for them if they could get at least 1 more across here in the 5th inning as that one's chopped over to shortstop. Throw is made out at first base. Nice throw made by Ranchez, and that will retire the side. Nothing across for either side in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3, as Harden gets the K on Allen swinging. The count now. Takes another tough one, and they're going to say that just caught the corner of the plate. She strikes out looking. That's a really nice spot there from Harden. That was something Kanishi struggled with, especially in that 1st inning. But just 1 walk to 3 strikeouts. Make it 4. Swing and a miss for Marin. No trouble there for South Dakota State, and they'll have a chance to get the bats going in the bottom half of the 6th.
We need to put people on. We need to get walks. We need to hustle balls out, you know.
Lennox.
It's a lot of pressure.
Sends that one over to second base. Simpson is there, catches it off a hop, throws over to first base for the 1st out of the inning. Swings on that one right back to the pitcher. Spellhog has a little bit of trouble with it, but she has plenty of time to regroup and make a strong throw over to first base. 2 up, 2 down for South Dakota State. The 2-2 pitch. They're debating down to the umpire if she went around, and she did. Strikeout to retire the side. Nice and easy inning for Iowa State. Batting order. Pond gets a piece of that one out to center field. Catch is made out there by Carrillo for the 1st out of the side. The 1-1 delivery from Harden. Swung on, belted into left field, and the catch is made out there by Dougherty.
So I think that's a really awesome idea, and you can always stop, but you can't always get going again.
Sends that one high. Second baseman settles underneath of it, and Lindsay Culver makes the grab. Nice clean inning for South Dakota State. As last call for the Jackrabbits coming up in the bottom of the 7th.
Second leadoff hitter, someone who can roll over the lineup well.
Swings and misses, but it gets away, and they are going to say she is out. Doherty's got a couple of hits today. She, like you said, she's a slapper. Slapped one to center field, and the other one she just slapped a couple feet in front of her. Slaps that one to the second baseman. Simpson, she makes the routine play, and the Jackrabbits down to their last out.
To tell where that pitch is in terms of the strike zone, so that's a great spot.
She nearly went around, but instead the count's 2-2, and she swings through that one for strike 3, and that is going to do it. Cyclones remain perfect on the year, 3-0. And here is an updated standings. You see Iowa State atop the leaderboard at 3-0.